They call it the Asus ZenBook S13 OLED, and in this video, let's unbox it. This is going to be a neat laptop to unbox. Asus is claiming this is one of their lightest laptops, if not the lightest laptop and thinnest they've ever made. It's promising great performance out of the Ryzen 7 6800U, lots of battery life, which in the past, these mobile processors, ooh, that's fun. Look at that. Nice little sleeve for the laptops, a ZenBook. That's really cool. In the past, Intel has won on the mobile front, where Ryzen has won on the more high-performance H series front in regards to battery life. And so I'm hoping that with this package, we can see improved battery life from Ryzen and, you know, maybe dethrone or give some competition to Intel. We shall see. What else we got in here before we move on to the laptop? Looks like we have all our power cables, possibly. All right, so there's a cable with a USB-C and USB-C, and then our dongle right there, except it looks like it's missing, oh, maybe that's so you can do like international adapters or something. That's really neat. 65 watt hour charger, or 65 watt charger, and a nice small package. Also, they're including this USB Type A dongle, so I guess that means that there's no USB Type A ports on the laptop. So keep that in mind. The dongle is included in this package, which is awesome. All right, now let's get to the laptop, which, nice packaging. Good look there. Little ZenBook there. Let's see. Nice open, levitates your laptop. Love that. Really like this Asus symbol they're doing here. It's a little more design, a little more geometry focused. Definitely a nice nod to designers rather than like the big flashy gaming logos. Really digging this. Wow, that is nice and light. Look at that. Pull up the weight and thickness here on the screen for you. I like this. So they have this really nice matte finish, but then the hinge is like this metallic hinge here. That's really neat. I like that. Now this is a Magnesium-Aluminum chassis. So it's not just magnesium alloy. It's not just, you know, aluminum. It's a Magnesium-Aluminum alloy chassis. So definitely making this laptop nice and thin and light. Let's go ahead and check out the press on the top of the cover here. Pretty rigid there on the top. And then let's flip this over. Let's check the bottom cover. Oh, definitely quite a bit of press on the bottom cover, but this is so thin that I kind of expected that. You know, if you want a more rigid, thick, kind of chunky laptop, this is not it. This is supposed to be light and thin, and so it makes sense that this is has a little give here. Let's go ahead and do the tap test though. See how it fares on the tap. Well, it doesn't sound cheap. It doesn't sound hollow, but it definitely gives a bit. Let's check on the top cover. It sounds good. Regarding the ports, we have a vent on this side of the chassis with our USB Type-C port. On the other side, we have two more USB Type-Cs and a headphone jack, and then no vent on this side. We have a vent along the bottom cover of the chassis, so I'm hoping this will get good thermals, have low fan noise, with all this nice ventilation. And then, of course, we have our speakers on the right and left side, and we'll do a full audio sample of that during the full review. So you want to go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on that full review, and I'll dive into more of the laptop performance reviews and stuff like that that we're not able to cover on this video. Let's go ahead and check out the Catchy edge situation. Let's see if there's any catchy edges. Looks like the bottom cover sits in a little deeper than I would hope. There is an edge there, but it's not catchy. It's not sharp, but it definitely is a little bit noticeable. But the laptop is assembled very well. Everything's put together very nicely. Good hat tip to Asus on that for good assembly quality. Let's go ahead and see if we can open and close the lid with one hand. It's kind of hard to grip, honestly. Can't really get my hand in there, but once I secure it with the second hand, it opens easily. So it's a little bit more of a two-handed open, if I'm going to be totally honest. And then it does open to that 180 degrees all the way open. And let's see, does it have ergo lift? Yep, it has some ergo lift. So as you can see, as I lift the laptop up, this camera angle over here, you can see as I lift the laptop up off of the deck, it kind of lifts it up, let some airflow get through there, vent your laptop very nicely. Let's go ahead and check out the screen flex here. So we can line up right there. very little screen flex. Man, that top cover on the screen is nice and rigid. We got the 2 hinges there, gives some good rigidity to the top cover and the screen here on the laptop. So assembled well, built seemingly well, a little bit thin on the bottom cover like I mentioned earlier, but it's a light laptop. That's the point. It's supposed to be thin and light. Let's go ahead and check out the view in here of the keyboard deck. I like the keyboard deck, some nice spacing. Good key travel, more of a short to actually medium key travel for a laptop of this size. I expected a shorter key travel, but it has still a nice push to it. Good response. Looks like we have a fingerprint reader on the power button there. And then a very well-designed glass trackpad. So this does have a numpad built into the trackpad. Kind of take your finger on the edge and then roll your finger in and it activates it. Take your finger on the edge, roll it in again, and it deactivates it. I tried to like touch it and it just wasn't working. You really got to get that top corner there to make sure you really get a good touch on it. This does have a full-size shift key. That makes me very happy. I so dislike when they give, bigger toggle keys, these arrow keys. I so dislike when they give the bigger arrow keys to then cut down the shift key. I want that full-size shift key. So I'm glad that they have that. And then of course, for the webcam, here's a quick sample for you of the webcam. This is the webcam on the Asus ZenBook S13 and a little sample of the audio for you. Overall, this thing feels great under my hands. We have a 16:10 aspect ratio. This is a 13.3-inch screen, which gives us that extra height rather than the standard 13.1-inch screen. So I like that extra screen real estate, especially for these small computers. It really makes a difference. Let's go ahead and flip this laptop over and check out the upgrade path, see if there's any opportunity there once we undo the bottom cover on the laptop. All right, so we have the bottom cover off of the laptop, and as you can see, we have a very large 67 watt-hour battery, takes up most of the bottom of the chassis and the internals here. And then we do have an upgradable SSD. That is awesome. So let's say you buy this laptop with 512 gigs of storage. And you're like, that's just not enough. I've got a lot of projects I'm working on and I want more. You can get a 2 terabyte drive in there, no problem. Just unscrew, remount it, good to go. You also have quick access to the airport card. Let's see, I don't think we're running we're running a MediaTek airport card. Some people have complaints about those. Some say, they want the Intel card for just a little faster internet. That's true, the Intel does have a little bit better internet on the card. So those 2 things are swappable, gives you some customization there, which is fantastic. So good upgrade path. You cannot swap out the RAM. So make sure you get this laptop with the amount of RAM that you want. I recommend 16 gigs of RAM. Usually they come with anywhere from 8 to 16. So if I were a designer or a artist or even, doing some light video editing, I would personally make sure I get this laptop with 16 gigs of RAM if possible. If you're curious about the exact pricing and availability of this model, you can head down in the description below and click one of those links. If you do make a purchase, I'll get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. But of course, that's what keeps this channel alive and the helpful content coming your way. Otherwise, likes if this video has brought you some value, and subs if you don't miss out on the full review, all the benchmark specs, and more in-depth details on this laptop. I'll see you guys here in the next one.